Thank you. I'm David Bloom. My family lives on Sibley Road. We've lived here for 29 years. Today, February 1st, is the first day of Black History Month. All month we study and honor the wisdom of Black leaders who fought systematic racism like what people of color face in this very community of Chelsea. Many of us were appalled when Officer Cornell, a Chelsea employee, told a young woman of color that she would have to struggle her whole life, not because of how she looked, but because of how he looked at her. Officer Cornell is what happens when you turn a blind eye to bigotry. And this council has turned a blind eye to bigotry. You don't have to take my word for it. You hired the independent investigator to determine the facts. The report we discussed tonight paints a damning picture of a bigoted town, an anti-racist town, a town that uses selective enforcement to attack anti-racism, a town that clamps down on free expression, a town that silences and intimidates, punishes families, parents, and children. Through you, our city council, Chelsea speaks loud and clear, diversity not welcome here. It ought to be our new slogan. As news of your independent investigation spreads, our property values will fall. Our merchants will miss their post-COVID recoveries. Our scholars and athletes will be shunned at statewide events, and nobody will want to come here. Now we residents, citizens, taxpayers, we all look to you, our leaders on the city council, for some sign that you're listening, that you listen to your investigators' report, that you're listening to your citizens' comments right now, that you listen to the leaders that we honor throughout Black History Month, that you listen to Dr. King when he said, "The time is always right to do what is right," that you listen to Congressman John Lewis when he said, "We want freedom and we want it now," that you listen to Frederick Douglass when he said, "I prefer to be true to myself, even at the hazard of incurring the ridicule of others, rather than to be false and incur my own abhorrence." These Black icons are speaking directly to you. This is the issue that will define our city and your leadership. Chelsea is watching you. Michigan is watching you. And soon the whole world will be watching Chelsea. You can show Chelsea that you are leaders with integrity and compassion, worthy stewards of our tax dollars. You can show neighboring communities that you are appalled by your investigators' report, that you took it seriously. You can show the world that Chelsea is not a city of hate. You can get out ahead of all the bad press this report is going to bring down on us. You have a golden opportunity to change the narrative, not with a symbol, not with a gesture, but a positive step in the right direction. But that opportunity expires in 3 weeks when Judge Frauschure's gavel comes down on Chelsea. On February 22nd, the headline will either be "Chelsea citizens found guilty of protesting will be branded as a city of intolerance and repression," or "Chelsea citizens found innocent of protesting will have spent a lot of time and tax dollars to end up on the wrong side of the Constitution. We're going to look like fools for ever charging these kids. If you win this case, we all lose. You know what you need to do? You need to stop Judge Frauschure's gavel from ever coming down on Chelsea. And the only way to do that is to drop the charges. I yield my time.